Thanks for staying with us. It is the time of year where we might be reassessing where we're heading in the new year, and to help us with that is Lisa Baker. She's founder and executive coach of Ascentim, and thank you for being with us, Lisa. We appreciate it.
I am happy to be with you, Bruce.
All righty. Let's talk about, and you do a lot of executive coaching and various things, so we're going to talk about maybe how we can apply some of that for folks who are looking at the new year. Silencing, let's start with this, silencing self-doubt. We all seem to have a lot of self-doubt, no matter how successful we are, no matter how good things are going. How do you take bold action to kind of maybe break out of that?
Well, to take a bold action, maybe we should begin with just describing what a bold action is. At Ascentim, I describe a bold action or a bold move is doing anything that takes you out of your comfort zone and moves you closer to what your goals are, to the life that you want to live and the legacy that you want to lead. And one of the first things that I encourage my clients to do is really begin by thinking about what it is they truly want. So often people are operating based on what they think they should do or what they ought to do, that they haven't given much thought to what they really want for their lives or for their careers. And so that's a good first step, to just get clear.
Well, it sounds like in the day-to-day Sturm and Drang, you might want to set aside, take some time to look at your vision. What do you want your vision to be as you're moving into whether the new year, a new job, or anything else in life?
Exactly. And I use a approach to that I call GROW. And GROW stands for gain insight, realize new possibilities, overcome obstacles, so that you can win in life and in leadership. And that very first step is gaining that insight from the awareness that you have about what you want, what the opportunities are available. Then you can begin to realize some possibilities for yourself and define what it is you desire, whether that's personally or professionally. And as life goes, things don't always go according to plan. And so as we begin to plan, we also consider not just what we want to achieve, but what obstacles we might incur along the way so that we can plan for those as well. And that's really what helps leaders to achieve what they desire. And winning really is achieving success as you've defined it. And we continue to evaluate along the way and adjust so that you're always moving in alignment with the bold life you want to lead.
Well, one of the things you talk about is aligning purpose with performance. How does one do that?
You do that by first understanding what your purpose is. And by purpose in this sense, we're talking about your why. What it is that you want to achieve is what we most think about. But I want to encourage leaders, entrepreneurs to think about why it is that you do what you do, who it is that you want to help, what's the legacy that you want to lead. Once you do that and you know why you're doing what it is that you do, you can then begin to align the actions that you take, the decisions that you make with the reason that you're doing it. And that's what allows us to have alignment between our passion, our purpose, and the why for which we are operating in the first place.
What are some of the challenges that people face as they're trying to do that? They're trying to focus their lives. They're trying to figure out what they really want to do and how they want what they want to achieve. What are some of the issues that they face?
One of the biggest challenges that leaders often face is self-doubt. Wondering whether or not they have what it takes. Can they achieve what they desire? Especially when you have big, bold goals and visions, it can cause us a little bit of trepidation. Then there's fear, right? Sometimes the fear of failure. If I go for this thing that I really desire, what happens if it doesn't work? What if I fail? And that doubt and lack of self-confidence is often what hinders leaders and entrepreneurs for really going for the things that they desire.
We're visiting with Lisa Baker, the founder and executive coach at Ascentim. Some final thoughts. What would be one thing you would think that people might want to do as they start the new year to help moving towards some of the goals that they want to achieve? what would be the one thing that you want people to take away from this or to be thinking about as they maybe set their goals for the new year?
The one thing that I would ask people to think about as they begin to set goals for the new year is to first evaluate the current year. What worked well and what did not work well? Once you're clear about what really worked, then consider how you build on that as you move into the new year. Gaining that clarity, outlining the possibilities, and creating a plan for how you will achieve those goals in small steps. I remind people that even incremental progress, small progress is still progress. And so think about small measurable steps that you can take to move you closer to what you truly desire. And that's how you achieve big, bold goals in a way that is sustainable.
Lisa Baker, founder and executive coach with Ascentim. Some good information. We thank you for taking time for us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me on, Bruce.